He is a wild thing. She's like in front of the...
There it goes.
What'd I tell you? What did I tell you?
I got it now.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's On tonight's episode of Hanging with the Dead, we travel back to Vicksburg, Mississippi, to the McRaven House. With the haunting past of the entire city feeding into its energy, the McRaven House is renowned as one of the most haunted places in the country. The house was built in 1797, long before the state of Mississippi was even founded, by the outlaw Andrew Glass, a highwayman who had his throat slit by his own wife in the house. The house only gets darker from here, claiming many more victims throughout the years. It became a makeshift hospital during the Civil War, and hundreds are estimated to have died during that time. There has even been a mass grave discovered on site that holds around 500 bodies. John Bob, who owned the property at the time, was later brutally murdered by 3 soldiers over a dispute about his rose garden. John's wife sold the home shortly after his death to the Murrays, a family of 9 to which all but 2 died in the house caused by various reasons. One of the sons, Harry Murray, was even left in the house rotting for weeks after his wake due to a slight oversight. The McRaven eventually ended up being owned by Leland French of French's Mustard. He unknowingly packed the house with haunted and energized objects, making the house's hauntings even more powerful. In 1985, he was attacked and held to the ground by someone who wasn't actually there. French left the house with a broken nose, never to return. With so much activity reported at the house throughout the years, we asked Grace, a tour guide of the home, to recap some of her personal experiences while working there.
I've smelled cigar smoke up in the front part of the house. That's usually where Mr. Bob likes to hang out. Normally the Murray family will just be found all over the house. I've had experiences with Miss Ellen Murray, the matron of the family. Back in Mary Elizabeth's room, I'll see her sometimes sitting in the rocking chair by the spinning wheel there. I've smelled roses. I've also smelled a bit of rotting meat in the parlor room, which we attribute to Harry Murray. I'll have most of the experience will be centered though in the very back of the home. I don't get very much from the front end, but you get a little bit of everything from every ghost at one point or another. And I've gotten everything, especially with Andrew and Mary. But Bob's, I'll get very few bits of pieces, like the cigar smoke, maybe the perfume. Murray's probably would be the most common, would probably be Mr. Murray. He doesn't like me very much for some reason. I don't know why. The story in the parlor room we told you before the interview started, we saw Mr. Murray here in the parlor room messing with my projector when we were spending the night in the home. The first people to do so since 2008, and all of a sudden he shows up in the parlor room.
Excited after hearing the history and current happenings of the McRaven, we decide to make our plans and get started. So I guess we're going to talk about our plans for this evening. You know, we always do our own little special thing we do every time we go investigating. I'm going to do dowsing rods. And I think, Shane, you're going to wear the headphones again, right? And we're going to answer some questions, kind of like we did in the, what was that, Basin Park investigation. Kind of the same thing. Only not with the questions, they're not going to be timed, so it won't really matter as much. But they'll just be questions.
So we're just going to set a camera up on you and me and Tommy go somewhere and do the spirit box?
Yeah, kind of the same.
Okay.
Same deal, yeah.
Where do you want us to go?
I'm thinking I really want you to be in that room upstairs by yourself. What's his name? Glass?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know if I want y'all to maybe maybe outside
Yeah.
in the where the rose garden was.
Right. Near the mass
Near the
grave.
grave, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
And I'll do it somewhere in here. So,
Sounds good.
What do you guys got?
Tommy.
So my plan is, because last time we were here,
As Tommy starts to outline his plan, we all hear footsteps at the front of the building. We actually catch this audio on camera. Listen closely.
and you can play a baby crying. Somebody's walking out front.
Yeah.
Here it is again with a little audio magic.
Go up there, and you can play a baby crying. Somebody's walking out front.
Tommy and the guides go to investigate and even check outside, and there's no one in sight. All of us were together in the same room when this happened. After this amazing start to tonight's investigation, we decide to get back to planning.
So, my plan is to, since the first time we were here, I didn't feel. My plan is, since the first time we came, I felt sick in the kitchen area, so I figured we would, or at least I would go in there, do a solo investigation, kind of see if I can't pick anything up, and maybe even get the same feeling. So, yeah, that's my plan on what I'm going to do. Now, Josh, I would like for you, because Mary's baby passed away, to go up to Mary's room, maybe play a tape of a baby crying or something like that, something like a baby child laughter, something.
A tape? Like a cassette tape?
Yes, a cassette tape.
Okay.
I have one.
Okay, of a baby crying. That's weird.
Tommy's
Okay.
over here punching babies.
and cassette tape recording them.
I mean, hey, you got to get the authentic sound. No, something like a kid laughing, or something that would, I'd go with a kid laughing, because she seems very happy and nice. I don't want to upset her, so let's go with like a kid laughing. If you can find one on like YouTube or something like that.
Okay.
And Shane, I would like for you to go and I got some roses, and I would like for you to kind of, I would say, I don't want to make any of the spirits mad now that I've thought about it.
That was the initial. That was the initial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like for you to present the roses to Mr. Ball.
Mr. Bob.
Mr. Bob. Present some roses to Mr. Bob to make amends for what the Union troops did to him, and see if we can't, get some.
Should I court him? I'm gonna give him roses.
I mean, you
Ask
can
him
do
out on a
whatever
date.
you want. I mean, feel free.
Do we have some champagne?
No.
You might woo his wife, because she's pretty sweet.
Oh, now you're trying to woo his wife. It might provoke him, Shane. That might provoke him.
Anyways, that's my idea, is to trigger something for him. So.
Okay.
Well, I want to play on 3 different emotions while we're here: positivity, negativity, and fear. So, Tommy, since we know you're scared of the dark,
I'm not scared of the dark.
we know you're scared of the dark.
I'm not. You keep saying it.
I want to put you in the darkest room we can find. I'm going to take all 7 of your flashlights you have on you, and just want you to immerse yourself in fear and run an EVP session. And Josh, since you're an asshole, gonna
That's fair.
have you be mean to the meanest guy in here, which is probably Andrew in that back room.
I knew it. I shouldn't have said anything. I
Right.
shouldn't have said nothing.
All right. And I'm going to do positivity. I got a record player with cool Civil War era songs.
Yes.
And we're going to have a party. And I'm just going to give them positive feedback and, build their egos and things like that. And,
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go out there and court his wife, and we're
but all 3 of us run EVP sessions because I'd like to see how that, who gets the most response from those 3 different angles.
That's fair.
All right, so
channel spirit.
Let's go get some ghosts.
Tommy and Shane head to the mass grave outside to run spirit box sessions with noise-canceling headphones.
Now, is there anybody out here with us? Were you a soldier?
Hobo?
You were a hobo?
A while goes by without a response, and as soon as the responses start again, the technical issues do as well.
Were you here during the siege?
Oh, it's like 4 words.
What was it?
Molly? What? There was 4 words. I couldn't make out what it was, and then almost like a Molly?
Molly. Is that the name of your significant other? Your wife? Your gal? Your child?
All? Yeah?
Yeah, to which one? I lost you. My IR camera died. Turn on your light. My IR camera died.
The camera? Or
No, the light. It just went out.
Did you charge it?
Yeah.
So the boys decide to head back in and split up, and I get started with my dowsing rods. I base my questions around our investigation and stories the tour guides have told us. Is Annie here with me? Cross for yes. Open for no. No answer. Is Ellie here with me? No. Thank you. Is Mr. Murray here with us? Yes. Thank you. Are there any soldiers here with us? Yes, thank you. Did Annie come have breakfast the day she died? Yes. Thank you. Was she here with her sister? Yes. Thank you. Was William the one seen over the projector? He was. Thank you. Was he just curious about what it was doing? He was. Thank you. Do the spirits here enjoy the tour guides? Yes. Thank you. That's funny. Do they enjoy the tours themselves? Yes. Thank you. Will any of you show yourselves to us tonight? No. Thank you. Is it because we're 3 men? No? Undecided? No? No? Okay. Thank you. I wrap up by asking the questions about Shane and Andrew Glass because Shane felt 3 tugs on his shirt earlier in the night in our original tour of the house. We then discussed that experience on a podcast episode that we recorded in the house right before our investigation, and at one point, Shane even states that he could be a better criminal than Mr. Glass. This is due to the fact that the government actually gave Glass the land that the McRaven House is built on to try to convince him to change his criminal ways. Is Mr. Glass still here? Yes. Thank you. Is he going to attack Shane? No. Thank you. Glass, are you okay with Shane being in your room? Instant no. Thank you. Do you not like him? No. Big no. Even bigger no. All right. Thank you. You should answer him in the spirit box if he asks any questions about you. Are these responses a result of Shane's dismissive energy towards Andrew Glass? From here, we set up static cameras all over the house and start Shane's energies experiment. I grab the high 8 camera and head to the oldest part of the house to try to push for some negative energy. Tommy surrenders all of his flashlights and heads to the basement for the fear section of Shane's experiment. And Shane starts playing some music and sharing some compliments to push for positivity.
Were you down here during the siege?
I'm right here, right now. Come put your hands on me. I don't think you're man enough.
Alright, if there's anyone here I haven't talked to, I'd like to talk to you too. You can just let me know you're here. If you don't like piano or music, perhaps you like cookies? If you like cookies, you can touch one of these and we can share recipes.
We unfortunately did not pick up any EVPs or responses during this time, but we did catch something amazing on a camera set up in what is known as Mary's room. Mary Elizabeth gave birth at just 15 and passed away shortly after due to complications in 1836. She also apparently does not like to leave cabinet doors open. Here is that clip again, and notice that right after the door closes, we catch an orb to the left. Is this Mary's spirit? To further prove that this is not just some random occurrence, we have a clip of Shane opening the cabinet and then walking heavily all around it to try to trigger the door to close. Watch closely, and you'll literally see the entire cabinet shaking as he walks away. I start to get the SLS camera set up while Shane heads up to Glass's room to do an EVP session. He doesn't get much in the way of responses, but I think there's officially some ghost beef going on.
Let's try. Alright. That's where you were tugging my shirt earlier. So, if this is your chair, you can tell if you touch that. Also, I hear you don't like me. Told Josh earlier you don't like me. I don't know what I did to you. So, if you have something to say to me, I want you to say it. I'm going to do a couple EM pumps to give you the energy you need to talk to me. Right. Just you should kind of be able to say anything. You also touch this. There's one over here. You don't like to touch that. Are you up here right now? Are you the manager? Are you somebody else? Oh. I have absolute chills in here now. Are you back in here? Talk to me. What are you doing here? Can you come sit in this chair? If you need energy to do something, come touch one of these. Are you just trying to come up behind me? Hello?
I start the SLS session, and we get figures all over the house. We have never picked up this many spirit mappings in one night, let alone in one house. We catch one in the parlor. Oh, look.
Harry. Mr. Harry.
He was, look.
Oh my gosh, is that me though?
No, that's over there.
Harry, is that you?
You're supposed to be on the door, my dude.
Like there's nothing literally over
No.
there. It looks like a human figure.
Looks like he's dancing a jig.
That's so funny.
That is really creepy.
Why it's wild that it's staying there.
If I go over there, you have
It'll
some
it'll
perspective of
it'll
where
map
he
you.
is,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so am I close to him?
Yeah, see, it's showing you to the left of him.
Oh, because it's really chilly. I mean, like I got chill bumps over
Do
here.
you? Yeah. That is awesome.
Okay.
Uh huh. The air's not blowing.
Yeah. I get cold really easily in
Oh.
the house. Oh.
In that chair, right there.
Yeah, it was in.
This one.
No, I think it was in the round one.
Those are ladies' chairs.
There it is.
There it is.
The round chair is a woman's chair, so it has no arms on it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's Annie or Ella.
Miss Annie.
Could you raise your hand, please?
Annie, if that's you, could you raise your arm? Or Ella?
Could you dance?
Molly?
Do a little jig.
Yeah,
Miss Selena?
Kicking the legs back and forth. In the Bob's room.
And
Yeah.
at the Myrtles, like we pointed at the pictures and stuff, and it would pick up shapes in the pictures.
Right. There's apparently a giant one. Oh. He's trying to pick between her. What is the circle? What the hell is that? That is not a human.
Looks like a spider thing.
It does.
What is that?
I don't know. One in Mary's room.
Could you close that for us, Mary?
Can you go over there, Mary? Beside the door?
Do it for your favorite tour guides.
I don't know what that is, but it's there.
It's floating around, man. Can you close the door, Miss Mary, please? So we can see that you're over there.
Pretty place with ice cream on top.
While in Mary's room, we catch yet another orb. She seems to not like the attention and is leaving the area we are focused on. What do you guys think? Here's that clip once more. Then we catch the cabinet door closing just after we ask her to close it.
She is a wild thing. She's like in front of the.
There it goes.
What'd I tell you? What did I tell you?
I got it now.
Did you?
Yeah.
We end the night with Tommy's experiment and head to our appropriate rooms. Tommy to the kitchen, Shane to the Bob's room, and myself to Mary's room.
Are there any soldiers here that want to make their presence known?
If you're here, you can also take these roses. In memory of your husband.
Yet again, we do not get any responses. But Shane decides to snap some photos around the room and caught something pretty compelling. Look at this picture. We see a figure looking at Shane just as clear as day. What do you see? Let's zoom in just a bit. We have a clear outline of a person with two eyes and a face. Here's a video from a static cam in the room showing that there's nothing that could be causing this reflection. Again, what do you guys think it could be? As you can probably tell, the spirits weren't very talkative, but they were definitely active. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed it. I know we enjoyed it. The McRaven House was awesome. We had some awesome experiences. Make sure you subscribe and check out our Patreon. And thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully you'll join us again on the next episode of Hanging with the Dead.